Events 1. To look at the layout of Events 1 section, you'll see that it's held in a wrapper, and inside of that wrapper are individual cards. All of the cards have an image, the detail wrapper, and inside of that there is the title and an info wrapper, which holds a singular line here with an icon and the info, both of which have classes so that should you want to change the icon throughout, you can do so and it will change on all the cards. Next we have the info and then another info wrapper. And the nice thing is, should you need to, you can actually query loop through these or just simply add them manually so that you can add as many lines as you need. Lastly, we have the badge. The badge is set by positioning of absolute. So if I look at what's actually in the badge, it is just some basic text with a break. You could, if you wanted to, have that singular line like that. Let's just put that back. You can also move the badge around if you wanted to. So let's say I wanted the badge to be on the left side, for instance. I would just go into where my positioning is. I would turn off the right and I would give it 10 from the left. Or if you wanted to, you could use spacing. Now that it's back to the right, you can also set it to the bottom. So if I wanted to do that, I would just turn off the top and I would say, let's say 10 from the bottom, and that would be down here. And it's kind of hard to see because they both have that surface on it. So I could give it, let's say, a primary, and that would color it. Now, you don't have to use pixels from the bottom. Let's say if we went about 40%, or I should say that I guess that'd be about 30%, you would be able to put the badge in a more interesting space should you want to do that. And one thing I wanted to show you was on this event image, you actually have the ability to change this border. And if you put a radius on that's quite hard, Advanced Themer's kind of getting in the way here, you can come up with a really cool look here where you kind of get that modern slide away look. So that's something else you might want to try. So now that we've looked at the pieces, I'd like to just take a minute to look at the responsiveness. In the desktop layout, we have a 3 grid on it. And when we go down to the mobile, we go to a 2 grid and then to a singular grid. Now, currently this design is presented as an entire section, but it really doesn't have to be. In fact, let's go ahead and wrap this in a block, and we'll wrap that block in a block. And next we will go ahead and just add a block here, and we'll put that up top. And I tell you what, we will make this wrapper that we just created a grid. We'll make it a grid 2. We'll throw down a space of M, and we'll throw in an image. And now we have a design that looks like this. Now clearly this isn't working because we're jamming it in there. However, if I just go to my wrapper and I change this from repeat 3 to say repeat 2, now we have a better sized block. We can go ahead and take away a couple of these to better match. So as you can see, this is a very adaptable section. By the way, it also works in dark mode and light mode, obviously. So if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask.